Hey everybody, it's Scythe Wind Sage, and welcome back to Let's Play A Kiss for the Petals, Maidens of Michael. In the last episode, Risa and Miya just kind of had their first little date, I guess you could say, by going to the shrine for New Year's. And so in this episode, well, Risa kind of invited Miya back to her house, or more like Miya asked if she could stop by, like she could like go to Risa's house, and Risa just said yeah, but yeah, either way, I guess you can kind of, yeah, I guess you can say Miya kind of invited herself, but anyway, so, but anyway, yeah, and so in this episode we're just gonna kind of continue off from there, so let's jump right in. You know, honestly, I don't even think it's all like the stuffed animals that she'd probably be shocked at. Just the overwhelming pink that's everywhere. I mean, it looks nice, and it's not like kind of like so much that it's like an eyesore or anything, but it's just there's so much pink, like it's just a lot of bright color in general. Like I feel that there's I feel like, honestly, I feel it's honestly kind of a rare thing when they're using so much bright color, in these kind of things, because, like, you know, when they're like at the school in St. Michael's, there's a lot of brown everywhere, which is, you know, kind of, I feel kind of contrasted a bit, but here there's just so much bright color. There's just so much like bright colors. It's interesting. I don't know if there's any like sort of art technical term for that. Again, I'm not an artsy type, or like I'm not like proficient in like art or like drawings or like kind of painting strategies or all that. Again, I'm more of like artsy in the type of writing or something like that, but I'm not too much of a art type. I just comment on what I think like looks good and doesn't. So yeah, I don't know if I don't know if there's any like term for this, but yeah, just like a large use of bright colors. But well, if there is, that's what's going on here.
ここがリサさんの部屋。ええ、そうよ。
She has to stifle a laugh. Poor Risa. You know, she made me a promise and everything, and here she is having to stifle a laugh. Though at the same time, I don't even think she'd be like laughing at her because, you know, it's all like a bunch of cute stuff. No, I feel she's probably laughing because she just didn't expect it. Like, you know, Risa is someone who has this huge image about herself, and like here her room is that kind of contrast it. Well, not contrast it, but like, yeah.
Miya さん、笑いたかったら笑ってもいいわよ。いえ、笑わないって約束したんだもの。
Hey, Mia's trying at least. We could give her that.
もうどうでもいいわ。
Wow, she never brought anyone to her house, gee. Uh, well, I guess I can see why this is embarrassing for her. This is that, like, you know, she's a high schooler, and this looks kind of, I guess you can say, pretty childish, but, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's not like there was, it's not like when, like, I don't see it inherently, like, anything to be ashamed of with just, you know, having hobbies like having kind of like cutesy hobbies like this. I feel it fits Risa's character pretty well, you know, when she shows that side of herself. But like, I mean, this is just like, I mean, I don't inherently know the same feel like I know a lot of other people do, but this is just like growing up with Pokemon. Like, you know, you know, it's good. Then you get, it's cool as a child. Then you just get to that weird middle school phase where it's apparently lame, and then it suddenly becomes just okay back in high school for some reason. But I was like, yeah, I guess I can get where her embarrassment kind of comes from.
私、人の趣味をとやかく言うつもりはないわ。リサさんのこういう趣味も含めて好きだって思えるから。
Yeah, exactly. That's another reason it's kind of good that Miya at least tries. She's not trying to like think down of Risa just because of her hobbies. I just realized Risa's kind of like Natsuki in that way, isn't she? I know it's a bit of a stretch, and this came first, so I guess you could say maybe it's the other way around, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I covered Doki Doki recently that I just it is kind of a character like that though, huh? With the interest that with the interest that like they're kind of embarrassed to admit, and are generally only really embarrassing to themselves and not other people too. Is the other part of it. But yeah.
ありがとう。でもちょっと恥ずかしいわ。ここにいると。もう心でそう思っても言わないでお願い。ところでご家族は出かけているのかしら。今はいないわ。っていうか基本的には私一人かな。そうなの。この部屋の趣味は置いておいて綺麗に片付けられているのね。一言余計よ。外ではしっかりしているけど家ではだらしない人もいるのよね。でもそれはあなたには当てはまらないよね。
That is basically me. I keep a pretty well organized room, but man, it's not the most organized in the world. And heck, in some ways, it's pretty much organized in a way only I get. I'm not like super messy, but okay, I'm not like super messy. It's not like that bad, but I definitely do like keep up an appearance of being more. I do like kind of, you know, I do tend to have more of my act together outside of my home than inside of it. So I kind of can understand this sentiment a bit.
それはどう？ところでミヤさんの部屋はどんな感じなの？さあ、じゃあ今度確かめに来る？お茶入れてくるね。 喉は渇いてないからお茶は後でいいわ。そうなの。じゃあテレビでも見る？今だとお正月の特番をたくさんやっているわよ。ああいう騒がしい番組は好きじゃないの？だったらそうね、本でも見る？ミヤさんアトリエではいつも本読んでいるから好きなんでしょ？うちにミヤさん好みの本あるかしら？漫画は読まないわよね。
Oh wait, Risa reads manga? I know she said, again, in remembering how we met, geez, take a shot every time I mention that game. No, don't, you'll probably die. I know she mentioned, like, she reads romance novels, but I thought that was it. I don't remember her bringing up anything about manga. And again, it's a reasonable, again, I feel it's valid to bring that up considering remembering how we met, even though chronologically happens before this, came out after this game. So yeah, I feel it's still a valid thing to bring up, but I guess I can imagine Risa as a manga reader though.
Risa さん、この小説この間友達に勧められたのだけどすごく面白いのよ。
And of course there's light novels, which honestly I haven't read too many. Funnily enough, most of the light novels I've read are actually Kiss of the Petals related. Light novels are pretty cool. I'm actually getting into those myself. Again, I mostly know the Kiss for the Petals ones that you can find on like it's a fan site, but I can't. The name escapes me of it right now. But yeah, that's a pretty good Kiss for the Petals website. But yeah, it's not like a wiki or anything. It's just like a fan site. But if I remember, maybe I'll put something on screen about it. But yeah. Yeah, light novels are pretty good. It's pretty much everything. It's pretty much has everything it says. It's just a lighter, like, it's kind of a small novel, or just like they're not like as dense. They're just like, you know, they're shorter generally.
Risa さん、本はいいから。隣に座って。やっと落ち着いたわね、リサさん。ミヤさん。名前。もうお互いにさん付けはやめない？私はリサって呼ぶから、あなたもミヤって呼んで。
Okay, so here's the official drop of the honorifics. Okay, so I guess, yeah, it was just, you know, maybe it wasn't quite phasing it out, but like, I guess it was more of a question of were they there yet, and I guess at least Miya makes it clear on her end she's ready to take that next step. And again, it might not like seem like much to us, but like it's like a big deal. Like, okay, I guess an easy way to put it. Imagine calling your teacher or your boss by their first name. Like you just need to have that. You just need to have some sort of like level of like. You just need to know someone. You can't just casually do that. It's, and again, in Japan, Japan's a really. A lot of their culture and like stuff really ties back to like honor and respect, so they just, again, honorifics are no different than using terms like Mr. or Mrs. It's just they have a lot more of them. But yeah, I kept wanting to bring up that analogy in the past, but I kept forgetting to, so I'm just glad I remembered now.
呼んで。
And I guess the other times where she was referring to like just dropping the honorifics with Miya, again, that was even saying it out loud. That was more just her in her head saying it, like, I mean, more of her just projecting her inner thoughts out loud rather than just like actually officially dropping the honorifics. Because again, I get when you're by yourself or just thinking in your head, it's not as big a deal because no one's around to hear it.
わかったわよ。ミヤ。ありがとう、リサ。なんか嬉しい。ミヤ、あの夜キスした時、リサにミヤって呼ばれたのすごく嬉しかったから。
Oh, wait, did Risa do that? I can believe it. Yeah, she probably did. I just probably am not remembering.
あれは動揺していてつい。
You're both very observant, I guess. Or maybe it's just because you guys are more focusing, or maybe observant at least when it comes to each other.
リサ。リサってやっぱりいい匂いね。そんな恥ずかしい。でも前もそんなこと言ってたわね。ええ。手に汗かいてるわ。ひょっとして緊張しているの？だってこんなに近いから。じゃあもっと近づいてもいいかしら。もっとって、今だって息がかかりそうなくらい近いのに。そうね。リサ、キスしてもいいかしら。その。リサ。もう顔が真っ赤になってるわ。恥ずかしいの？見ないで、お願い。嫌よ、見たいわ。可愛いのね、リサ。好き、大好き。いや、もうそんなことされたらもっと好きになっちゃう。リサ、ダメよ、そんなこと言ったら。どうして？私が止まらなくなってしまうから。リサ。ミヤ。 さ、かわいい声もっと聞かせて。私もあなたの唇甘くて柔らかくて気持ちがいいわ。何して。合宿中も思ったんだけど、リサの胸って大きくて、そんな風に触られたら、そしてとっても敏感。いや、ダメ。そう、服の上からでもこんなに感じているのに。他のところはどうかしら。他のところって。これってリサ、もっと気持ちよくしてあげるわ。まさか嘘。待って待って待って。リサ、今日はごめんね。リサ、本当に今日はもうごめんなの。いや、ごめんです。ひょっとすると親も帰ってくるかもしれないから遅れなくてごめんね。ちょっとリサ、気をつけて帰ってね。じゃあまた学校で会いましょう。リサ、待って。リサ、びっくりした。ミヤ、ごめんね。もう頭の中めちゃくちゃになっちゃったから。本当にごめん、ミヤ。
I mean, honestly, just you know what that makes sense to me. Honestly, like they're not there yet. I mean, it's surprising that in a Kiss for the Petals game you see that, but just they weren't there yet. It actually makes me wonder if that scene plays out any differently in the adult version. I guess I'll have to ask my friend about that, because again, I have a friend who played through Risa and Miya's route, the adult version. I do wonder if that scene is made any different by it. Probably not too different considering how it ends, how they don't escalate that far, but I do wonder if it is. Yeah, but I honestly get it for Risa. Not that I ever really found myself in a similar situation to relate, but I imagine just like they weren't there yet. They only just they only just recently dropped the honorifics, and that was enough to get Risa's heart going 100 miles an hour. So going any further, she wasn't ready for that. Or she wasn't expecting it, so she was freaking out and didn't know what to do. But again, probably tying back to the whole not ready thing. But yeah, no, it makes sense for Risa to act that way. At least in my mind it does. Anyway, let's keep going. 25 minutes. We could probably do a little more. I mean, that'd probably be a good place to end it off, but I imagine we can keep going at a somewhat comfortable pace. And if not, we've had a few short episodes, so a longer one won't hurt.
Miya, ごきげんよう。ごきげんよう、リサ。今日からまたイベント実行委員の集まりがあるのを知ってるわよね。そうなの？今朝ユーナ様からメール来ていたでしょ。多分レナ先生からも話があると思うわ。そう。
I don't think she'd be too upset about that. Like, yeah, she was the one. Like, I'm pretty sure she'd I'm pretty sure she'd understand. Maybe it was the like the suddenness of like, 'cause she pretty much just kicked her out. She pretty much just like ran her out of her house before me even had a chance to freaking blink. But like, I don't think she'd be too upset about it. I imagine she'd understand, maybe. Like, you know, Miya teases a lot, but you know, she still cares for Risa and wouldn't take things too far if Risa wasn't ready. At least that's at least how I'd like to imagine it. Again, you don't really have a lot of these you don't really have a lot of these moral like thinking about that sort of thing in a Kiss for the Petals game, where it's just like, if it was any other game, if it was any other couple, they would have done something right then and there. That's why, like, I was thinking about it, and I was tempted to say something, but at the same time I also knew it was the adult version. Even if anything had happened, they probably would have just transitioned over it. But I'm oddly a little surprised. I'm frankly a little surprised that nothing happened. But you know, it's a pleasant surprise. Like, this couple does play quite a bit. Like, I feel does play quite a bit realistically in a way. I feel they just wouldn't rush things in that regard. For all I know, maybe that was just added to the all ages version. Maybe that was just added to the all ages version, but I can't imagine it's too different. They can't like avoid talking about the subject for long, even if they do skip over events. We'd probably still know that they'd happen, we just wouldn't see them. Again, I'll have to ask my friend who's played the adult version if that scene is any different. Or hey, if any of you guys know, maybe you guys can help me shed some light on that. But anyway, let's keep going.
それじゃあまた放課後に。
Yeah, like it's seeing things like this that I find very interesting whenever we get to see new couples, because in fact, I'm pretty sure all of them. Actually, no, not all of them. That's a half truth. I guess I'll make a comment on that later, but for most of the couples, actually for all the best couples, love is a brand new thing for all of them. Like when they're going into their relationship, so again, sorry it's late, and I am recording this the same night I was recording parts 20 and 21, so yep. It's very interesting seeing them like dive into these relationships and trying to figure out what love is as they go. I feel it's always an interesting part of the writing for the first story for any couple. Honestly, in some ways, simple answer, some of them didn't really do that. Nanami and Yuna just kind of skipped that phase. Or just sped through it so quickly, it just, yeah. Again, that's my problem with Yuna and Nanami. It feels right. Like, please tell me I'm not the only one if you guys have read those too. If you haven't, then that's something else. I know that it's hard to get, the translations are not necessarily easy to get, but it's like, for anyone else who maybe knows what I'm talking about, like maybe it's seen it through like a playthrough, maybe even possibly mine, but like, it feels rushed. It just, I can't help but feel like the relationship feels rushed, and yeah. With Sarah and Kaede, Sarah and Kaede is weird because, like, yeah, they go through it, but they don't seem to be like too worried about it. The conflict in their story for Sarah and Kaede again was Kaede's very much her even just a little bit getting over her shyness, and you know, Sarah helping her out of her shell, and it was less about like the whole kind of rush of love. So it's like, yeah, again, you seeing them all go through the experience. I guess they do all go through this little period of their relationship in their own way. So yeah, I guess it'd be unfair for me to say that they don't. So I guess scratch that. They just tend to go through it a little faster, I guess. Do I end the part off here or not? I know I said maybe, you know, going for a bit of a longer episode, but this is a perfect ending spot. And honestly, I don't mind having these shorter-ish videos, so... And you know, it's gonna be like a best couples meeting. Those tend to go on for a decent length of time. Not enough where like the meetings are ever their own part, but enough where like we're 35 minutes in. I feel that we should probably end this part off. So I'll do whatever I can to nurse you. That's not even a sentence. It's like, I'll do whatever I can to nurse you back to health, or just... yeah, that's the only way I could think of it, like the sentence just... that's not even a sentence. It's like a sentence fragment. It's like, I'll do whatever I can to nurse you. Like that sentence needs a finish, but... I guess we'll figure out what that means next time, so... yeah, next time I'll kiss for the Petals made to Michaels. Again, sorry for the yawn, but I guess next time I Kiss with Petals Maiden and Michael, we'll figure out what this is all about. So, see you guys then.